So, my skeleton in a closet story is more of like a shameful fantasy that I have written up. This is something I thought of for a long time. It's also kind of literally a skeleton in a way. So, I'm going to dive right in. I have readers. I've never been one to eat a lot of fast food, but I've recently started wolfing it down like a crazy two-headed hell beast because my kid needs to go to college in 10 years, and my best bet for paying for it is to find a severed thumb in some damn chili, or inside a hot dog, or fried as a French fry. Dear God, please send me a finger fry. It would mean so much to my family. I mean, I understand this could happen at a non-fast food restaurant also, but it's really that corporate spray-flavored money that could really endow my child with an excellent education from a highly regarded university. So I risk the heart disease if it means that my baby has a chance at, I don't know, like learning the skills to someday create proprietary software or become a doctor, whatever. I will shoulder the cellulite so that eventually he could go on to get a good job and not have to pray for the possibility of ingesting just the tip of a severed thumb before wondering why it doesn't taste like chili meat and spitting it back out to realize it tastes more like pay dirt. I don't want my baby praying for thumb food like his mother. And I guess you could consider the cellulite an occupational hazard, kind of like carpal tunnel. I fantasize of the day I bring the thumb up to the manager, laid out on a tray, and I'd say, I found this human digit in my food. Depending on the specifics, maybe I'd quip, thumbs down on my food. In fact, I have a bunch of word plays for most of the fingers, in case it's not a thumb. I could say, something rings funny about my food. Or I could say, can I point something out to you about my food? Or maybe, my food. Unless it is chicken, and then I'd have to massage the line. After some moments of sauced appendage examination, like pushing it around with a straw or something, calling over some other employees, and then rushing me into a back room, I wonder, would he just start handing over bags of money to me right then and there? Would he ask me to hold on for a minute while he retrieves a Yale mom sweatshirt from the safe? I mean, surely he has to have known this day would come, right? Would I have to mumble something like, you better hope it's just a thumb and not an elongated toe? Because a foot-derived digit is tons less sanitary than something from the hand. Maybe that's just an assumption, because in reality, hands do carry a lot more germs than feet, even though feet are totally disgusting, and I never want to be touched by a bare one. Seriously, come to think of it, maybe a toe would be better, because I could use my established hate of feet as evidence of emotional distress. I could have my lawyer call Becky Eldridge to testify about the time I yelled at her when she dare poked me with her disgusting bare foot. I mean, a toe could elevate the whole situation to doctorate proportions. A toe could be the difference between an intellectual and just a really smart person. A toe could equal tenure. I mean, at this point, I don't really care the specific appendage. Only that I almost eat it and then catch myself. Sometimes at night, I torture myself with the possibility that I already ate one. And I have no future education fun to show for it. Sometimes I tell myself, I mean, with all the fast food I've eaten, there has to have been a piece of an ear, or a partial finger, or like, would a human nail get me anything? Even just community college tuition? Every day before I visit whichever fast food establishment I've chosen, I make sure my phone is fully charged, so that if I'm blessed with the severed finger, I can immediately take pictures and tweet them out to the world. God, I want that finger on my lips so badly I could taste it. Then, after the Twitter sphere explodes and the Reddit sphere combusts, I could just sit back and wait for that settlement offer to roll in, communicate it to my lawyer, who will have ingratiated himself to me with a pro bono offer so that he could become the area's leading severed appendage adjustment settlement lawyer. The go-to guy to get your Ada-finger college money. In terms of it being a finger, I mean, I suppose a rat ear or a baby bird would be just as much as a boob. But a severed thumb is really what I'm hoping for. It just seems like it would be the quickest path to a settlement. An animal seems less cut and dry, like an act of God, God forbid. I guess a human appendage just seems more traumatizing. And the more traumatizing the foreign object, the nicer the housing and food plan. But until that glorious day of blessing, I'll just keep plugging along, doing what I do, closely examining all my food, memorizing the taste of my own human flesh for detection purposes, and reading to my child to prepare him for entrance exams. Thank you.